invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Amos and Andy. Well, Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens have finally crashed into the upper crust of society. Today, they received an invitation to a formal party. The Kingfish is able to squeeze into his old full dress suit, but Sapphire is now in the act of demanding a new formal dress from her husband.
But, George, men is different. They just wears the same full dress suit. But a woman's got to have a new dress now and then.
Yeah, well, you got an evening dress. You ain't got to have a new dress every time you turn around.
With the one I got, I don't dare turn around.
Well, how about that dress that you had once, the white one with the long train?
The chain was tore off of that dress when the flower girl stepped on it, and I wear it.
Well, maybe we better forget about this formal affair.
Well, I don't get out of this house much, and I wants to go. Now, what am I going to do about a formal dress? I'd like to get a new taffeta so I'll rustle when I walk in.
Well, if rustling is all you're worrying about, wear one of your old dresses and tie some paper bags underneath it.
I got one dress that I done wore everywhere, but everybody I know has done seen it.
Which one is that?
My formal dress with the low-cut back that I bought $5.
Dress with the low-cut back? Why don't you just turn it around? No, you can't.
Listen, George, I've been keeping $50 of your money that you was to use this summer on your fishing trip. Now, I'm going to take that $50 and buy me
Now, wait just a minute, Joe. Wait just a minute, honey. Don't spend that $50 of mine. Leave it to me, honey. I'll do something about getting you a dress.
Well, Kingfish, I'm glad to hear that you and your wife is invited to this social function.
Yes, Henry. We'll be there, all right.
You know, it's being give for Mr. Alfred Darrington, the socialite that just arrived from California.
Yes, I heard he got in town yesterday. Why is he waiting till Friday to give the party?
Well, it seems that Mr. Darrington came through on a race to throw him out.
Come by freight, huh? The birds are out.
Yes, that's right. A group of us went down to the yard
This big social event?
Oh, yes. Well, Kingfish, the whole... I
gotta get Sapphire a new formal dress.
Oh, yes. You want to put her strapless evening gown. Has a few spots on it. But mind you, the spots is champagne and caviar.
Oh, yeah, high class. I see that strapless dress on your wife. Tell me this. How does that thing stay up on her without straps over her shoulder holding it up?
Well, around the top of the dress on the inside, there's a strip of adhesive tape that encircles her entire body.
Adhesive tape, huh?
Yes. When we return home in the evening, I always have to unhook the dress and give her a gasoline rub-down.
Sapphire say that she got to have a new formal dress, and I ain't got no money to buy one.
Well, very confidential, Kingfish. I'll tell you what my wife Clara does sometimes.
What is that?
She buys the dress on a charge account, wears it that night, and takes it back the next day.
Didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Some dresses have been worn at so many parties that the price tag is even a little frayed.
You don't tell me.
You know, the price tags is put on with them little lead washers, so you can't get them off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when the dress is worn, the tag must be covered with something.
Yeah, well, how in the world can a woman hide the tag?
Well, Kingfish, whenever you see a woman at the party wearing a corsage under her arm, the dress goes back.
Henry, this is a good idea you done give me. I wonder if my good friend Andy Brown has got a charge account that's in working condition.
Come in, Kingfish, come in.
Well, hello there, Brother Andy. I've just been talking to the credit manager at the Globe Department Store about you.
I don't owe him a cent.
Yeah, well, the credit man spoke very highly of you. Say they miss you over there. He wonders why you don't take advantage of his credit system in this country.
What do you mean, what credit system? Them charge accounts don't give a man nothing but trouble.
Well, now, don't say that, Andy. Charge accounts are the important thing. They're established credit. Credit is the whole basis of economics.
Economics? What is that?
I'm surprised to see how ignorant you is, Andy. Ain't you ever heard of economics?
Well, I done heard of them, but I never seen one. What is it?
Economics, my friend, is the science of why everybody is broke. Yeah. Oh, they got a bureau down in Washington to help people on that stuff. It's called the Bureau of Supply and Demand.
Well, how did the Bureau of Supply and Demand work?
Well, these high-paid politicians down there, you see, they're paid so that when somebody builds up a supply, they can figure out some way the government can demand it. That's right.
Well, what has that got to do with me charging stuff at the Globe department store?
Oh, world trade, Andy. It keeps everybody going. All over the world, the different countries is trading on credit.
Sure enough?
Oh, yeah. The United States does it. France does it. Russia, Tasmania, Armenia, Romania, all the manias do it.
They do, huh?
Oh, yeah. And the Slavias, too. Checo and Jugo, they do it. Oh, yeah. They all trade on credit.
Well, that ain't got nothing to me. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, now, listen, Andy. Even a little country like Bulgaria uses credit.
Sure.
And you don't mean to sit there and tell me that you're any better than Bulgaria.
No, but how can these big countries deal on credit?
Lend-lease.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. What is this lend-lease?
Well, lend-lease is when some country wants us to lend them something, and the least we can do is let them have it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Of course, lend-lease works both ways. We made a deal with Sweden, you know.
Sweden? What did we get from them?
Well, they sent us a lot of smorgasbords and other kind of lumber over here.
Tell me this, Kingfish. When countries is dealing with others, how come they charge us everything instead of paying cash?
Well, the economic world trade of the lend-lease of the credit structure will fall to pieces if credit ain't used. And that's why you ought to go over to the Globe department store and charge something.
Yeah, you're right, you know. I wonder what I could charge over there.
Well, now, let me think. Sapphire could use a new evening gown. I could charge it to your account. Now, there's a lucky break for you right there, you see.
Yeah, that's right. We could... Hey, wait a minute. I'd have to pay for that.
No, I'll tell you how it works, though. See, we'll go over there, get the dress, charge it to you. She'll wear it Friday night. We'll take it back to the store on Saturday, and that way it won't cost you nothing. We can keep the world credit system going all the time, you see.
Yeah, well, if Bulgaria can do it, I can do it. It's a deal.
Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, now everything running smooth, and I feel a lot better. I ain't worried no more.
Now, wait a minute. Tell me this, Kingfish. Why is you always in such a jam? 1 week you got to get yourself a place to live. Next week you're in trouble with the grocery man, the butcher. Next time you got to get a dress. Why is you always in a jam?
Well, one word will explain the whole thing to you, Andy. And that word is...
Necessity.
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 That most unnecessary thing. Necessity.
What throws a monkey wrenching? A fellow's good intention. That nasty old invention. Necessity. My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord said go out and have fun. But the landlord says your rent ain't paid. Necessity. It's plain to see what a lovely old world this silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess, account of necessity. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. The jail would never been there except for folks who send there.
Well, how did I get in there?
Necessity.
Necessity.
Well, Brother Andy, I want to thank you for letting me charge this here dress to your account.
Yeah, well, don't forget now that that's going back to the store for credit on Saturday morning. And be careful and tell your wife not to spill nothing on there, because that's pink, and it's going to show spots.
Yeah, well, I'll see that she eats nothing but salmon and drinks nothing but pink lemonade. So in case she dribbles, it will match, you see.
Well, if anything happens to that dress, you is going to pay $39.50.
Hey, wait a minute, Andy, that give me an idea. $39.50. Believe I'll take the dress out of the box here and change the price tag a little bit so I won't think it's too cheap.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. What you going to change the $39.50 to?
Well, I'll make an 8 out of that 3. That'll make it $89.50.
Yeah, that's the stuff. The more a woman figures a dress costs, the more thrills you get out of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Brother Andy. I don't know it sounds silly, but that's the female chirology. Yeah. 89.50 thrill is more than a 39.50 thrill. There's a difference there, 50 thrills, you see.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Change that price.
Give me a fountain pen there.
Hey, this is a cheap pen. I don't know if the thing will work.
Yeah, well, here I go now. I'll make an 8 out of that 3. Hey, man, ain't no ink in this thing, is it?
Well, there must be ink in there. I just filled it this morning over at the bank while the policeman wasn't looking.
Is you sure you got ink in here?
You sucked the bottle dry and started gurgling for more. Maybe the ink is jammed up in there.
Yeah, well, I'll shake the thing, see if it's...
Kingfish, look what you done. You got ink all over the bottom of that dress.
Well, why didn't you tell me this was a bad pen?
The bottom of that dress is ruined. If that store don't take this dress back, you're going to pay for it. Bulgaria or no Bulgaria.
Now, you wait a minute here. This was your pen, and the ink spots on that dress is all your fault.
All my fault?
I'm glad you agrees with me. See, I got you there.
Wait a minute. You was the one that got the ink on that dress.
Yeah, but in the eyes of the law, I inked the dress. But it was your pen, and that automatic make you the inkee. That's what it do.
I is the inkee?
Yeah, I is the inker. And since you owned the fountain pen, you done the damage. You was guilty under the fountain pen law.
What fountain pen law?
You handed the pen to me. You committed the capillary action that caused the whole thing. You handed me the lethal instrument. Look here, still got your fingerprints on it.
I ought to have on gloves, you know that?
Yeah, it's all your fault, too. I took it for granted that this was a perfectly illegitimate fountain pen.
I am sorry that Bulgaria ever started this thing. What is I going to do about it now?
Well, you was responsible for the whole thing.
Now, listen here, Kingfish. I done took all for you. I'm going to took.
Okay, don't you get tough with me, you know.
I got a good notion to pop you right in the nose.
Hey, you hit me, and you're going to think a trip hammer jumped on you.
You good-for-nothing bum. You get me in trouble.
Don't you call me no bum, you big tramp.
That's all. Take off your coat.
All right, let's take off our coat.
And put on your suit.
All right, let's go to it.
Out here, Amos. You're just in time to see a good fight.
Yeah, glad you come in time. Yeah, well, I ain't going to stop it, but I think you both ought to be ashamed of yourself. A couple of grown men. Can you handle him by yourself? You don't need me.
All right, Amos, if that's the way you feel about it, let's start something. Smack me in the face once. Just smack me in the face just once.
Okay, Andy.
I said once.
Andy, look here. If you're going to let Amos get away with that, hit him back.
Well...
Oh, now listen, Andy, I don't want to start no fight with you.
Well, come to think about it, I don't want to fight with you neither, Amos.
Well, okay then, Andy, let's settle this thing some other way. Well, I'll get out of here and letting you two cowards alone. So long, fellas.
Hi, Shorty. Hi.
Well, I'll be doggone. I'm sorry. I didn't. That's crooked. I didn't. Hi, Andy.
Hey, listen, I'm supposed to meet the Kingfish here at your barber shop. We almost had a fight, but we done made up now.
The Kingfish phoned me and said he was coming over to see me. Sit down, Andy.
Yeah. You know what? You sure got a lot of hair laying around on the floor here in the barber shop.
I can't find a janitor to clean up the place. Some of that hair's been there so long it's turning gray.
Yeah, well, from the looks of that floor there, you's been pretty busy.
Yeah, the inspector from the Board of Health come in this morning and looked the place over. He said if that ain't a rug on the floor, you better sweep it up.
Well, me and the Kingfish is in a little trouble, Shorty.
Well, hi there, fellas.
Hey, Kingfish, show that dress to Shorty.
Shorty, take a look at this dress. Tell me this. You know anything about taking spots out of a dress?
Yeah.
Let me hand me the dress. I got some spot removal stuff right here. I want to test it to see if the ink is permanent. Lay it down here on the table.
Yeah, test out the ink there. I think it's permanent.
Yeah, look out, fella. Just give me room, will you, please? Now I shake some of this stuff out of the bottle on this rag here, and then I rub it again like this, and...
What you think? Is the ink permanent?
I don't know, but the material ain't.
Shorty, look what you done to the dress there. You done put a hole in the thing.
That's nothing. Look what it done to my table.
Now he is in a mess.
Oh, Andy, look here. I got an idea. Ain't but one thing to do. Lend me a pair of scissors, Shorty. Me and Andy will go in the back room here and cut off the bottom of the dress in front where the damage is done. Give me the dress.
There you are. Good luck.
Come on, Kingfish. Lay it down right there.
Now we'll cut off the bottom of the dress right here in front. Yeah, now how's that, Andy?
Well, now the dress is too long in back. You better cut off some of the back, too.
How is it now?
Now the back is too short. You better go back to the front and cut a little more off to even that up.
As we snip past the ink stains and the hole.
Yeah, you passed that 2 snips ago. But the back is too long now.
Yeah, I'll even the back up a little bit. I'll turn around here. Oh, the scissors done slipped there, and I done cut a V in the thing. Look at that.
Well, we'll tell them it's a new style. The only dress they ever see with a V-neck in the bottom.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I better cut straight across and take that V out here. Yeah. This is still a good evening dress, though. The only thing is they're going to have to wear it in the afternoon. That's the only difference.
You think that the store is going to take this back now?
Pick up the pieces and let's take the dress over to our lawyer, Stonewall LaGuardia. Maybe he can help us out of this mess. Well, come on, Andrew. Let's go in here and see our lawyer, LaGuardia Stonewall.
Yeah.
Hello there, LaGuardia.
Hey, you look kind of tired, Stonewall.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. This morning I chased the ambulance all the way down Leonard Avenue. It was very disappointing.
Didn't you catch the ambulance?
Oh, yeah. When I got inside, it was full of lawyers.
Yeah, well, that must have made it kind of crowded for the patient.
No, he was up front with the driver.
Listen, LaGuardia, we is in a jam.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about being a lawyer. Everybody comes in here is in trouble.
Yeah, well, this is a different kind of trouble, LaGuardia. This is about a skirt.
Yeah, listen, them skirts cause 90% of the trouble.
No, LaGuardia, not that kind of skirt. This is a dress.
Yeah, we has got to find somebody to know something about ink spots.
Now, I'm your man. I just bought 4 of their records.
Listen, LaGuardia, let me tell you what's wrong. Is you listening?
I'm right with you, boy.
Hey, you don't look like you're listening. Your eyes are closed.
Yeah, most of the time I listen with my ears.
Well, look here, LaGuardia. You see, we bought a dress at a store, and now we got to take it back because it's got ink on it.
Why'd you buy a dress with ink on it?
No, look here. We got the ink on the dress there. We got it home. Then we tried to get the ink off by cutting the thing with scissors.
Yeah, we snipped the whole bottom off the thing.
You know, it's a good thing you boys come to see me because there's something you should know.
What's that?
You has damaged that dress.
Yeah, well, we already know that. It was accidental. Here is the dress. See where we tried to snip off the ink spots?
Oh, yeah. You started to snip, but you snuffed past the place where you should have stopped snapping.
LaGuardia, look here. We got to do something about returning this dress, and it's going to cost us $39.50 there. What is the legal angle on that?
Well, just walk up to the department store and try to argue them into taking it back.
Yeah, but what if that don't work?
Then you have to take all the pieces, wrap them up, then send it back. But the wrapping is very important. There's only one thing to wrap it in.
What's that?
$59.50.
Well, mister, you can see that the dress is damaged. That's why we brought it back here to the complaint department.
Yeah, and the customer's always right, too.
Just a minute.
Yeah, well, now, don't give us no argument, mister. You either got to take the dress back or I won't buy no more stuff here and charge Mr. Brown's account.
This dress was in perfect condition when you bought it. Somebody has cut several inches off the bottom of the skirt.
Yeah, well, we ain't got the slightest idea who done it.
Well, whoever did it did a very bad job. It isn't even cut straight.
Well, could we help it if the scissors was dull?
Just what I thought. I'm not taking the dress back, and that's final.
How final? Maybe final or final?
It's final. There's the door, Mr. George Stevens.
Come on, Andy. Let's get out of here before I lose my temper. Come on. We is in a mess on this charge account thing.
Yeah, I wonder what Bulgaria does in a mess like this.
Well, let's lay the box down here on the table and put the dress back in it here.
Hey, wait a minute. We left our hats in that man's office. Wonder if he's too mad to give them to us.
Well, let's fold the dress up here and put it in here.
Pardon me, Mr. Floor Walker, but I was...
Floor walker?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was a floor walker. And I was admiring that dress you just folding up.
A dress? Oh, yeah. I is the head floor walker. Yeah, I is. I thought you was talking to Mr. Brown here.
My, that's a darling dress. Is it sold?
Well, you see, lady, me and him...
you was very fortunate, madam. The dress ain't sold yet. It just come in. You can see the box right here.
Oh, it's a charming dress, but it seems a little short.
Well, now, that's the latest style. Leaving Mr. Brown here. He is our French designer in fashion and Southern.
Oh, really?
I sure is. Oui.
Tell me, Mr. Brown, what is your frank opinion?
Well, frankly, my frank opinion is that I'd like to see you buy that dress.
It's a very peculiar gown. The top part of it gives the impression of an evening dress, and the length of it looks like an afternoon dress.
Well, we designed it special that way. That's what we call our early-late model. That's what it is.
Early late model. How fascinating. I love the shade. It's real salmon pink, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I copied it right off of salmon.
Miss Brown is telling you the truth, madam.
Yeah, that's right. Too bad I didn't save the can to prove it to you.
How much is it?
$39.50.
All right, I'll take it. I certainly hope my husband likes it. I'll pay you in cash.
Oh, that's fine. Miss Brown, you take the latest money for your account while I get the hats and coats at the office. We'll go to lunch.
Oui, oui.
Right.
Your sales girl out there refuses to give me my money back on that salmon pink dress I returned.
Yes, and rightly so. I've been out there and looked at that dress, and it's damaged. It's been cut to pieces.
But I bought it here yesterday from your floor worker and your designer.
We have no floor walker or designer on this floor, and we will not take the dress back. I'll ask you to please leave my office.
Very well, good day. Never had a store to treat me like this before. Say, miss, where's that pink dress that I brought back a minute ago?
I've got some good news for you. I just sold it to a customer here.
Oh, you did? Who bought it?
I did. Mrs. George Stevens.